welcome to my show. The thing that drove me crazy about these tassel garland tutorials on YouTube is they never showed you how to actually make like the good twist. They just show you how to make those crummy little, tape it together, which is fine. If that's the level you're at, tape it together. Nobody cares about the twist until you can do the twist, and then you feel pretty cool. But honestly, I used to glue gun the twist because I didn't know how to do it, and I would just have burnt fingers all the time. And it took me a year and a half until one fateful night I figured out the twist. I was so happy. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. But you'll want to get some tissue paper. I'm doing 12 colors today, and I'm going to show you what you need. So you need your tissue paper. If you're doing this at home, a little ruler, scissors. I have some twine here. That's how the makeup people do it. It's a pink and white baker's twine. I thought the girls would like it, and I use a box cutter X-Acto knife, but it's a box cutter. Please do not use this if you have any hesitation. And then if you do use it, use your pliers and snap off to a fresh blade so it's very sharp and it cuts your paper well, and cut away from your body. Like, use common sense. Otherwise, use your scissors to make your tassels. So you'll want to just fold your paper in half, whatever that way is, hamburger way, and then fold it again in half. Okay, this is just an old cutting board I use. You're gonna cut strips about 1/2 inch straight down through here. And to make sure my paper lies flat, this folded edge right here, I'm gonna cut from the very top to the very bottom. Cut all the way through from the very top to the very bottom. Cut through like that. But the rest of them, you're gonna cut from below the ruler because you need it to hang together somehow. So put your ruler on there. You can watch me do it this way. Again, I'm gonna cut away from my body, so if I slip, I don't hit myself. And I'm just gonna be making 1/2 inch cuts. You'll get more consistent the longer you practice this. And there's some other cutting techniques that I can show you in future videos that might appeal to you. Some people use box cutter, or not box cutters, that's what I'm using. You could use scissors, of course. If you have one of those old-fashioned paper cutters, like they used to use in school, that works really well, especially if you want to cut a lot of paper really fast. That's what I used to do. I have mine right here. So, once you get it cut, isn't this cute? Cute colors. I like to lay them out in order, the order that I'm going to put them on the string. Get your string ready and then put on your tassels. So this is gonna be really easy. You're gonna want to get your string so it's really tight. So if you have a helpful roommate, they can hold it for you. Or what I usually do is I tie one end to the leg of my table, and then I wrap the other end over and then I run it over my knee and like pin it down with my foot so I can keep tension on it. But that's gonna be below the table, so I needed to make it higher. So I have like a doorknob off camera that I'm tying this to real quick on something that's not going to move. Okay, and then I'm going to pull a chair in here and run it over the back of that so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to hold the tension with my foot. So I'm going to take my first color here. First, let me show you what I'm doing. And there's my cuts, looking good. What I like to do is I spread it out, back out on the table. Okay? You have like the spine of where you bent your paper, of where you folded your paper over, the spine, this like, that's sticking up. You want that sticking up and in the center. Doesn't matter what these are doing so much. Then what I do is I fold it back over itself. I fold it in half once, and I fold it twice once. So all of a sudden, it's this thick. Got it? I'll do a really in-depth step by step by step by step by step with close-up shots, but I'm going to do a lot of these, and you'll like it. You'll get the hang of it. So I like to, since I have my string with tension here, my twine, I like to just put them right on. So once you get it to this step, then you just bunch it, like you pinch your finger like this. Pinch it together. So then your paper is like this, okay? And then you put one side of your tassel on one side and one side facing you. So where you're pinched is right above the string, okay? And then you fold it down, bend it over the string. So now it's like this, okay? You just have a bent piece of paper like this. With your fingers, I'm gonna teach you, I'm right-handed, so I'm gonna teach it from that perspective. You wanna pinch and twist it around clockwise. You wanna you wanna take, your paper is pinched in your fingers, you wanna twist your fingers as you rotate the paper clockwise around each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like to let my twist get to be about 1 inch long. Now you can see here I still have it pinched together, but my right hand is now pulling, gently tugging on the strands of paper. Now what I'm doing is I'm detangling it, I'm combing it out with my hands, and if there's any pinch marks that are really obvious in the paper up towards the twist, I'm smoothing that out with my fingers. And you can do this forevermore with your tassels. If you use them and then you store them and want to pull them out later, and they're a little kinked, just smooth your finger along it and it irons it out really easily. So I'm gonna let go. This is my tassel. It is not gonna come undone unless if you physically go in there and untwist it. And the benefit of twisting your tassel right on the twine is that you can slide it and it's gonna stay where it's at. There's not a lot of space here. So if you're hanging it up and you need the spacing to be a certain way, a certain spacing, you're going to be able to guarantee like precision spacing with this method because it's just put really tight on the string. So once you get that done, just slide it out of your way. Boom. And we're going to move to the next color. So I'll walk you through this one. I'll do it a little quicker. And I fold it in half. Fold it in half again. This doesn't have to look pretty, like you don't want to do something dorky, but this move right here is not a precision move. Pinch it in the center, get it up and over, bend it down, then you have your fingers on the paper, You pinch them. Now each finger is turning the paper clockwise, and then you're twisting it around itself clockwise. So there's 2 clockwise motions happening here. Okay, I got it to the end. Now I'm straightening out the top pieces. That's probably just a personal thing, but I used to do this for a living, and so my quality control was pretty high. There we go. Look at that. Oh, cute. They're both the same length. You want to keep that in mind. Some people do differing twist lengths as like a cute look, which is cool. That's not what I'm going for today, though. I want them all to be kind of the same, so keep that in mind. And if this is something that you're new with, do yourself a favor and just do some practice. You can do your tassel garlands any way you want. Glue gun, I don't recommend it. I did it for years. I did it for like a year. It was so painful. My fingertips, all those poor things, and especially when you start using Mylar, which is the shiny stuff. It would like retain the heat, and like spread the heat. Oh man, it was bad. That hurt a lot. So I did that. Just for me, I love making homemade things. It's just always something I've done, crafting, but for me, the thing that I like about it is going like a little above and beyond. And so for me, just the taping look wasn't going to cut it, because I didn't like that you could see the tape, and I guess you could cover it with tissue paper. But if that's where you're at, then do it. And like, by all means, if you're doing a children's birthday party, or that stuff really doesn't matter. Again, nobody's looking at that stuff except for me, because I'm like, you know, a weird detail person. So yeah. Okay, so I want to show you something here. I'm doing my twist, and basically, I'll show you. Basically, one of my strands of the tassels kind of came out of the twist while it's happening. What you just do is you pinch your fingers down close to the base of the twist and just pinch it off and smooth it off with your finger, and nobody's going to see it. Same goes for if you rip one of your tassels coming out, like when you're doing your twists and one of them breaks off, and then you have like this rando one here. Just go up as close as you can to your tassel and pinch it off. No one's going to see that, and especially if you're doing this smoothing, like this ironing kind of trick right at the top, you can cover those where it came out from. So no worries there. Yeah, it goes pretty fast. Once you get the hang of it, you don't even have to look and see what you're doing, which is nice. Usually I just catch up on my TV that I'm going to watch for the week when I do this stuff, because it's like second nature to me, man. Let's get back to this. Okay, this is my last one. So again, I pinch it in the center. Put one on each side. Your fingers are twisting clockwise as you twist the two sides around each other clockwise. So you twist your fingers and then twist the tassel around itself. Twist your fingers, twist the tassel around itself. Twist, and then twist around yourself. There you go, that's the real deal. That is how it's done. Now let's show you. So I'm going to release this part with my foot. And, you know that your wingspan is like how tall you are. So I think I probably just need about that. I like to give them to people still bunched together and let them do the spacing themselves because they can space it out. So one end of the string is the shorter end. I just leave this here. So you can do this all sorts of ways, but I'll just use this paper that I cut off here so there's no waste. And I like to try to lay it down gently to avoid wrinkles. I'm gonna get this other side of the string, pull that out. And then I just kind of loosely tie this together. Like that. Oops. Snap that off. And then a lot of people wrap that excess twine around the tassel twists. I like to just wrap it around my hand like this and kind of tuck it in between the two halves of the garland. And there you go. You can hold it from up here, hold it from the tassels up here. And you can comb through with your fingers, but you can see that everything is laying nice and smoothly. You can see all the colors in it. It's a pretty precious presentation if you're giving this to someone as a gift. This is my first tassel to craft tutorial. I hope you liked it. Now I'm getting nervous with my words. Yeah, tell me what you thought and enjoy it. I'll see you next time. Bye.